Hello friends, this is Node Chat Application tutorial series with MongoDB database. And in this part, we will covered front-end code for send request to server, for fetch chat message from MongoDB database, under this chat application. In previous part, we have already covered how to insert chat message into MongoDB database under this Node Chat application. Now for display chat message on web page, first we have goes to chat.html file. And here, first we have to declare a variable, last chat date time, in which we will store the date time of last chat message retrieved. After this, we have define an asynchronous function, fetch chat data. And this function will fetch data from the server, based on the provided receiver user ID. Under this function, we have to create a JavaScript object with name form data variable. Under this, we have write sender user ID field with value of login user ID. After this, we have create receiver user ID field, and in value, we have to write receiver user ID variable. Next, under this object, we have to write last chat date time field, and in value, we have to write last chat date time variable. So under this object, we have store sender user ID, receiver user ID, and the date time of the last chat message. After this, we have initialize HTML variable with an empty string, and under this, we will store HTML markup of the chat messages. Now for send request to server, so here we have to write constant response variable is equal to fetch API method with two parameter. In first parameter, we have to define /fetch chat route name. And in second parameter, we have to define different option for send request. So first, we have to write method option, and here, we have use post method for send data. After this, we have to write headers, and here, we have set content type property set to JSON. And next, we have to write body option, and here, we have to write JSON.stringify function. And in argument, we have to write form data variable, so we have pass the form data object in the request body. Next, we have to pass the JSON response from the server and store it in the data variable. Now we want to check that if the returned data has any chat message, so if this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. Under this block, we have to iterate over each chat message in the data array by using for each loop. Under this, first we have to write last chat date time variable is equal to message.datetime variable. So, here first we have to update the value of last chat date time variable with the current message being processed. After this, we have to write datetime variable is equal to set datetime format function with message.datetime variable. So here, we have format the datetime of the chat message by using the set datetime format function. After this, we have to write if statement, and under condition, we have to write message.chat action variable value is equal to send, and if this condition true, then it will execute if block of code. And here, we have to write HTML variable, and here we have to append this HTML code. So here, we have called sender message template function with 5 argument. In first argument, we have to write message.message variable. In second argument, we have to write user_data.image variable. In third argument, we have to write user_data.firstName variable. In fourth argument, we have to write user_data.lastName variable. And fifth argument, we have to write datetime variable, so this function will return HTML code for display chat history data. When login user has sent chat message to other user, and this function we have already made in previous part. But suppose above condition false, and login user has received chat message, then it will execute else block of code. And here, we have to write HTML variable, and here we have append HTML code of chat message. So here, we have called receiver message template function with 5 argument. In first argument, we have to write message.message variable. In second argument, we have to write message.receiver image variable. In third argument, we have to write message.receiver first name variable. In fourth argument, we have to write message.receiver last name variable. And in last argument, we have to write datetime variable. So this function will return HTML code when login user receive chat message, and this function we will make under this part. So only every loop, it will fetch chat message data and convert into HTML format based on send and receive condition. Now we want to display on web page under chat conversation area, so here we have to write chat conversion element variable dot inner HTML property is equal to chat conversion element dot inner HTML property plus HTML variable. So it will display chat conversation data on web page under this Node chat application. After this, we have called scroll top function, which will scroll the chat container to the bottom. So here, our function is ready for display fetch data on web page. Now we want to call this function when we have click on Start Chat button. So we have goes into Start Chat function, and under this function, here, we have called Fetch Chat Data function with receiver user ID as argument. So when we have click on this start message, then this function will be called, which will display chat history with this user on web page. Now we have goes to server file, and here we have to define route for handle fetch chat data request. So here we have to write app.post method with 2 parameter. In first parameter, we have to write route name like /fetch chat. And in second argument, we have to write asynchronous callback function with request and response variable as argument. Under this, we have to define chat data array variable with blank array, so we will store chat history data under this variable. Now for send response to client, so here we have to write response.status function with 200 status code. And after this, we have to write JSON function with chat data array variable, so it will send data to client in JSON format. So here, our code is ready. Now we have goes to terminal window. And here, we have run this command, which will start Node development server. So friends, here we can see that chat application index page has been displayed. Now here, in login form, we have enter login details, one by one. And after this, we have click on login button, and after click on login button. Here we can see that, we have enter into chat application. And here, left side we can see, list of connected user, with start chat button. Now we want to chat with this user, so we have click on this, start chat button. So here, we can see that, chat area has been appear on web page. But now, we cannot see chat message, because we have received, blank array data from server. So here in this part, we have write front-end code, for fetch chat history data from server, and display on web page. In next part, we will write back-end code for, fetch data from MongoDB chat message collection, and send to client, in JSON format, so we will be meet in next part.